Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to run through some tips to help you take that extra step from gold to elite in weekend league, or maybe silver to gold, or even just to boost your rank up by one. If you stick around to the end of the video and implement all these tips that we're going to discuss today, then I promise you, you're going to see yourself finishing higher in weekend league. In the background, there's just a bit of Division 1 Rivals gameplay for you guys. So if you could drop a like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. But let's waste no more time now and just jump straight into the tips. So the first thing we're going to talk about is really crucial, and that's going to be you need to learn how to master switching players with the right analog stick. I can't stress how much your gameplay is going to improve once you've got this nailed. It provides you with the opportunity to quickly switch through to players that you otherwise would have had to cycle through L1 to get through, and it makes all the difference. The way it works is you flick the analog stick in the direction of the player you want to switch to based on the position of the player that you're currently controlling. So if you're controlling your left back and want to switch to your centre mid who's positioned inside, you push the analog stick upwards. Using L1 to change player can sometimes do you over, and it can sometimes lead you to having players out of position. You're trying to get to your centre mids, but you've ended up taking control of your centre back, and before you know it, you've dragged your centre half out of position, and there's a big gap in behind for your opponent to exploit. So get used to using the analog stick to switch players. I'm not going to lie, it might take a little while to get used to if it's something you've never really used before, but it's definitely going to be worth it, and you'll definitely end up seeing better results once you've got this nailed. Now, the next tip we're going to discuss is going to be about taking your chances when they come your way. In FIFA, we all know how easy it is to concede and how easy it is to get a bit of BS to go against you. No matter how much you're controlling a game, you need to make sure that you dispatch your chances. I can't even begin to think about how many losses I've had from these scenarios where I play better than my opponent, but I don't take my chances and they've punished me. So let's make sure that we aren't getting too cocky and not trying to score the best goal ever, trying to take on 6 players and score a bicey. Just put the ball in the net and make sure that we're getting those wins, and who knows, you might even get a few rage quits too. So the next tip's going to lead on quite well from that one, and that's going to be just to keep it simple. Just do the easy things, and you're going to see soon how much that will help. How many times have you heard a professional footballer be described by the commentator as doing the simple things really well? That's going to make a huge difference in your gameplay. Get used to clearing the ball using circle or B on Xbox instead of trying to dribble past 4 players in your own box, losing it and then conceding a really unavoidable goal. This is also important as well then when you're further up the pitch and you've got your centre mids just inside your own half. Just keep it simple, do the easy thing, and you'll see that you're not conceding as many goals because you're not giving the ball away as often. So there's no need to be doing 5-star skill moves when you're in your own half. Just pass it forward, pass it simple, keep it easy, and then leave the skill moves to the final third. Now, the second to last tip, and this is going to be about utilizing your practice, okay? So everyone says you're going to improve your practice in whatever it is that you're doing, and that is definitely true. But the way to make the most of this is to make sure that you are using that practice in the best way. Now, in weekend league, you have 30 games, and you're going to come up against players better than you. So instead of rage quitting after 30 minutes, practice playing against people that are better than you. See what he's doing that's making your life so difficult. Try to mimic some of these actions into your own gameplay. If you're serious about becoming a better player, then you have to make sure you're making the most of your time playing. Think about what's going wrong. Think about ways to stop and analyse what your opponent's doing. It's okay to make mistakes, of course it is. We're all going to make mistakes, but it's not okay for those mistakes to become a habit. So, like I said, practice, but make sure you're making the most of that practice. Playing against better opponents and higher skilled opponents is a really good way to get better at the game. Because like I said, you can see what they're doing and you can do it yourself in the next game that you play. And you can mimic their actions. Now, this final tip is something that we are all guilty of, no matter how good you are, and that's going to be about keeping your cool. You've got to stay in control of your emotions, because the angrier you get, the worse you play, and it's a vicious cycle. So try to avoid the screaming and the swearing, because keeping a level head is going to help you get back into games. You can make changes that be more effective compared to when you're angry, when you're chilled out. So if you stay calm, you're going to end up turning around bad situations into good ones more often than not. That's going to be everything though, guys. Thanks for watching. Do drop a like and subscribe. I do appreciate all the support we get on the channel. Just starting out on this, so if any kind of like, subscribe, comment, all means so much to me, okay? So thanks everyone for your support, and I'll see you next time.